Hello everyone. So in previous lecture or presentation, we have discussed about constitution and we have seen the meaning of constitution. What exactly do we mean by that and why it is important and many other factors we have seen. So in this presentation, basically we are going to see two things. One is essentiality or importance of constitution. What is the importance of constitution? And secondly, we are going to see the philosophy. Okay, what kinds of points are added into that? What kinds of you can say terms and conditions are there? What kind of philosophy is there? Okay, so we are going to look at that one by one. So let's begin for the first slide. So here, importance of constitution. We will see this first. As you can see on the screen, the very first and basic point is the constitution forms the structure of government. Okay, what does it mean? That the constitution is telling us that what kind of government you should have, or what kind of formation or structure of that government one should have. Okay, for example, there should be the post of prime minister. Okay, or there should be the president of India, there should be governor, right? There should be Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, and many more things are there. So what does it, says that we have established all these bodies as per the constitution. Okay. So whatever the constitution is saying, we are forming as per that. So whenever you have to form the government, for that also you have conditions, right? For that also you have rules and regulations. So it is in short what you can say, that everything, each and every point is mentioned in the constitution, and even how to form the government, or we can say who can form the government. The one who has majority support in Lok Sabha, right? The one who has majority support in Lok Sabha, right? And the one who has majority support in Vidhan Sabha, they can form the governments at central level and at the state level. Okay, so these are the two things. And how we came to know about this? From the constitution, very basic. Okay, and secondly, it governs the power distribution of each organ of the government. What does it mean? That government has various organs, right? Various bodies, right? And they all are, we can say, decided by the constitution itself, that which type of organ should be there, what should be the functions of that organ, right? These all things are defined in the constitution, and along with that, the powers of that organ are also mentioned in the same constitution. Okay, what powers they have, okay, what are their limitations, each and everything is mentioned in the constitution, and as per that only those all organs of the government functions. Okay, let's take one example, like if you want to take example, we have like ministries, various ministries we have. Let's assume defense ministry. Okay, so the powers are defined, what kind of powers are given to defense ministry. So when you are defining the power, along with that you are, restricting someone from entering, in that area which does not belong to them. Okay. For example, state government, they cannot interfere in the affairs of central government. Same ministry we have, defense ministry. What will happen over here? The state government cannot take the decision in terms of defense. That is national subject, or central government's or union subject. Okay, and therefore the state government cannot take decision on defense. Okay, so who should take the decision? The central government. Defense ministry falls under central government, and therefore only central government can take decision in terms of defense, or we can say in the area of defense. So that is their jurisdiction. So therefore I said that it governs, constitution is governing the power distribution. Okay, powers are distributed, we can say, between various organs of the government. Third one is constitution is superior to all other laws of the constitution or of the country. Okay, what does it mean? That we have constitution also, and along with that we have certain other laws also which are not mentioned in the constitution. Okay, which we call ordinary laws. Okay, normally, or we can say parliamentary laws. Many more laws are there. So in short, what we can say, that these all laws cannot be accumulated, or we can say these all rules and regulations cannot be, we can say, fixed in the constitution. Therefore, as per the area, as per the, we can say, jurisdiction of that area, the culture and customs of that society, terms and condition differs. Okay, rules and regulation differs. So therefore, we have separate laws for that also. But along with that, it also means that whatever other laws you are making in the country, that should not go against the essence of constitution. Okay. For example, constitution is saying that individual liberty should be given to all the people. For example, right to life. Okay. And if a particular state is making a law that right to life is not valid in that particular state, so it is against the constitution. So such rules will be scrapped by the Supreme Court. We have Supreme Court to take care of that, and the judiciary is, you can say, the guardian and protector of the constitution. If any state makes, not only state, even if the central government goes against the constitution, in that case, judiciary will scrap or suspend that law. Okay. So therefore, I said that all other laws are inferior, and the constitution and the laws mentioned in the constitution are superior. Okay. So that is the one. Along with that, national goals are also mentioned in the preamble of the constitution. If you talk about Indian constitution, you will come to know that it has its own preamble also, right? And in that preamble, national goals are also fixed. Like for example, socialistic, okay, republic. We are socialistic and republic also. So it says that India should strive, or India should try to go itself, or we can say try to achieve socialism in that particular society. Okay. India should try to achieve socialism in the society. Okay, so that it shows what a kind of goal is also mentioned. Whatever are the goals, you can say objectives of the country are there, they are also mentioned in the preamble. Okay, so and preamble is also known as, we can say, identity card of the constitution, which means that before you read the constitution, if you just read the preamble of the constitution, you will come to know that what kind of constitution is there. Okay, what kind of constitution is there. So before reading the constitution, you will come to know that, so and so nature will be there of that constitution. So you can just guess, or you can just predict about that constitution, and therefore it is known as the identity card of that constitution. Preamble is known as identity card of the constitution. Along with that, basic rights and duties are also mentioned in the constitution. Like what rights do we have, what duties do we have, all these things are mentioned in the constitution. Okay, and we are going to see about that also. We are going to learn about fundamental rights, and we are going to learn about fundamental duties as well. Okay, so let us see the next one, philosophy. Now we will come to the core point, right, for which this presentation is meant to be. Constitutional history of India. First of all, we will learn something about that. See, M.N. Roy was the first person to demand separate constitution for India. Okay, it was almost finalized that British are going to quit. They are going to leave India and shift back to Britain. Okay, so MN Roy said that now you are going, right? It is almost finalized. And not only MN Roy, after that, even Congress Party and many more people also demanded from the British government that we should have a separate constitution for India. So the constitutional, we can say, assembly was formed in which, or to which we call constituent assembly. It is called as constituent assembly. Means that assembly or group of people, that group of people who are going to make the constitution. Okay. Constituent assembly means group of people who were authorized or who were selected for making Indian constitution, and that is known as constituent assembly. So the journey started somewhere around in 1946 and it was ended in 1949. Okay, and it took almost like 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days or 17 days. There is a controversy on that, but it is finalized that 2 years, 11 months, and minimum 17 days. Okay, this much period of time is can say given or taken for making the Indian constitution. Initially, we can say princely states were also part of this constituent assembly, and we can say Muslim League was also part of this constituent assembly. But after partition in 1947, Muslim League left the constituent assembly, and only, you can say, remaining Indians started or continued the journey of framing the constitution of India. In that, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar played highly crucial role, okay, in making of Indian constitution, and he was the chairman of drafting committee. Okay, and in all other committees, drafting committee was one of the most essential committee in Constituent Assembly, and the chairman of that committee was Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, and he was giving all the suggestions, and he was taking all the suggestions from other committees also, right? Like for example, Fundamental Rights Committee was there, right? DPSP was there, and many more things are there. These all were the committees who were, we can say, working day and night, and they were giving suggestions in the Constituent Assembly of India. Okay, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was the chairman of Constituent Assembly of India. All right, and preamble, just now I told you that preamble is known as identity card of the Constitution, because from preamble also one can assume or one can predict that what kind of constitution is that. Okay, like in Indian Constitution, few words are mentioned like secular, right, or can say socialistic, republic, right, and many more few words are there. So these all things are showing what, that the Indian Constitution is framed in that way, framed in that manner. Okay, which is, we can say, uh, completely equal, right? It is giving importance to each and every one. We will see that in next point. But now let's take the next point, that is sovereignty of the people. When we talk about republic, okay, I will just take these 2 points together. Republic and sovereignty of the people means what? If you take or if you ask the question that who is supreme in this country, whether it is the state government, central government, parliament, or judiciary, prime minister, president, so the answer is none of these. Okay. And sovereignty means the one who is supreme in that country, and that is people. People of India are sovereign, they are supreme. Okay. And since the parliament is, we can say, representatives, okay, parliament is representing, we can say, all Indians, therefore that becomes valid, okay, representative of Indians, and therefore parliament is also sovereign in that way. So in short, we can say that people are ultimately source of power, right? People have given power to the government, to the parliament, right? And they are the sovereign one. They are the supreme in India. And since parliament is representing the people, therefore they are the decision makers. Okay. And they are taking decision on behalf of people. Since we are having indirect democracy, therefore all people cannot participate in decision making process all the time. Therefore, we have appointed our representatives, and they are sitting in parliament and taking the decision on behalf of the people of India. Secondly, the republic, when you say that India is a republic, it simply means that the head of the state is elected by the people. Okay? Republic means head of the state is elected by the people. Now, one can question that Indian president is not elected directly by the people, right? But we elect indirectly. It doesn't matter whether you are electing directly or indirectly, but elected head is important. And therefore, in India, we have President of India who is indirectly elected, okay, and not appointed and not nominated. President is not king, he is not monarch, right? So that monarchy is not there in India. And for that reason, we can say that people are electing the president of India indirectly through their representatives. Okay. Whatever representatives people have elected in through the elections, those representatives vote for the president, and president is elected this way. That is indirect way. But ultimately, he is elected. And when the head of the state is elected, that is called as a republic. Okay, and therefore India is known as Republic of India. Next one is socialist. As I said that in preamble also this term is mentioned, that is socialist. Simply means that all the means of production, okay, all the resources should belong to people, right, and not to one community or one party or one group of people. Ultimately, it says that all the resources should belong to all the people. One particular group of people should not control or should not hold the assets or property of the nation. Ultimately, it says that equal distribution of wealth should be there. Right? We will see that in next, that is democracy also, when it comes to economic democracy. But in socialistic, we can say that we are adopting socialistic form of way, right, in which we are not giving importance to one person, but we are giving importance to all the people, right? Only few people will not be privileged. That's not expected over here. Each and every person is important, right? And that is what is expected in socialist or socialism. Next one is let's talk about democracy. In democracy, also we have to discuss three aspects. First is political, second is social, and third one is economic. So let's see one by one what exactly do we mean by political democracy, social democracy, and economic democracy. See, when we were having British government in India, at that time we did not call India as democracy. Okay? And the reason is simple, that the British government was not elected by the people. Okay, that was very common. So Britishers were not elected by the people, therefore they were not legitimate authority to rule over India. And for that reason only, what we did, we replaced that British government with Indian government. And what we did, we changed the governance, we changed the people who are sitting in government, right? And therefore, initially, many people, we can say many freedom fighters, okay, freedom fighters fought for the democracy, political democracy. What does it mean? Political democracy means those people who are living in that particular country, they should be the part of government. Okay, those people which are living in that country, particular country, they should be the part of the government and not foreigners. Okay, foreigners are not supposed to be in the government. It is only Indians. If we are talking about India, so only Indians should be in the government and not Britishers or not any foreigner. And when we say that Indians are running the Indian government, it means we have achieved political democracy. Okay, that is the thing. We have achieved political democracy. Not only that, because that if we say that we have completely achieved political democracy, so that will be, can say, exaggeration. Along with we can say achieving political independence, we need to ensure that each and every person is getting equal opportunity in politics. Okay, that is also equally important. If we are talking about Indian government, so whenever Indian government is supposed to be formed, after every 5 years, we have elections for central government in India, right? Government of India. And for that, many people contest elections and many people are voting in election. So it simply means that those who are citizens of this country, they should be allowed to contest election and they should be allowed to vote in election. Okay, voting in election and contesting or fighting the election. That is the most important factor. So it is called political democracy when each and every person is getting equal importance in the governance of the country. Okay, it's not that rich people are getting more votes and poor people are getting less votes. Okay, it means like if you are rich you can vote 4 times, or if you are poor you can vote only once. So that is not expected. It is not expected in political democracy. Whether you are rich or poor, whether you can say you are upper caste or lower caste, whether you are male or female, doesn't matter. Irrespective of all these things, each and every person will get only one vote. Okay, and each and every person can contest election without any hurdle or without any problems. So when you achieve such kind of situation, that will be called as political democracy. Okay, along with that we have next point, that is social democracy, which is, we can say, propounded by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. He was the champion of social democracy, and he was the person who was saying that we should achieve social democracy first. What does it mean? That when you are, sending your people in politics or in the government, along with that, we have to ensure that there will be no discrimination, while sending our people in the government. It means what? Only upper caste people will be allowed and lower caste people will not be allowed. That is not expected. Okay. Each and every person, as I said, whether you are rich, poor, doesn't matter, upper caste, lower caste, male, female, irrespective of all these identities, each and every person should get equal opportunity to be in the government. Okay. And therefore it says that not only indigenous people, not only local people, or we can say when you are sending your own people in government, it is becoming political democracy. But when you are sending your people in the government, you have to ensure that no person will be discriminated. Okay, no discrimination will be there. Every person will get equal weightage. Every person will get equal opportunity in politics. So when you achieve such kind of democracy or such kind of situation, that will be again called as social democracy. And in fact, we can say it is talking all about equality. Okay, this social democracy is talking all about equality, whether it is in society or whether it is in government, doesn't matter. In every aspect, in every sector, the equality should be maintained. And if you achieve equality in all these sectors, then you can call yourself as social democracy. Okay, that is one thing. And now next one is economic democracy. When we are talking about economic democracy, we have to ensure that the gap between rich and the poor will be bridged. Okay, the gap between rich and poor will be bridged means what? Rich are getting more richer and poor are getting more poor, right? It is not again expected. What is expected? That the rich and the poor both should be on the parallel line. Rich and poor should be on the parallel line. Or if it is not possible, we should try to at least minimize the gap between rich and poor. Okay. So when you achieve such kind of situation, then you can call yourself as economic democracy, because almost every person is on the same line, right? And if you are giving more importance to rich, and rich are getting more richer and poor are getting more poor, then that cannot be called as economic democracy. I hope you understood this. So these were the three core or most important points in terms of democracy, that is political, social, and economic. The same is about justice also. In this also we have 3 points. Just now you understood. So that is, we can say, one of the extended form or extended part of a democracy. We should achieve political justice means what? There should not be any discrimination while allocating the number of votes to the citizens. It's not that you are educated or rich, therefore you will get more number of votes. Like you can cast 3 to 4 times votes, right? And the one who is uneducated or poor, right? He or she will be allowed only to vote once, or rather she or he will not be allowed to vote only. That is again not expected. Each and every person will get equal opportunity, right, in politics. And along with that, social discrimination, as I said, that many times social discrimination is seen, right? Basically, it is seen between upper caste and lower caste. Again, Constitution is trying to remove this kind of discrimination. Okay, it is expected that the upper caste and lower caste people should live together without any kind of discrimination, right? And again, economic justice. This point is also important, that the core point is about opportunities in finances, or we can say opportunities in jobs, right? Whenever any job is open, right? So it should be open for all, right? Whether you are belonging to upper caste, lower caste, whether you are poor or rich, doesn't matter. Everybody should get equal opportunity to earn equal amount of wealth. Okay, everybody should get opportunity to get the jobs, opportunity to do the business, right? And when you get equal opportunity in terms of economics or finances, such situation will be called as economic justice, right? So these were the core and important points which I thought to share with you while discussing political philosophy. Along with that, we have liberty and equality. We will discuss about that also in short and very quickly. So liberty is all about, we can say, freedom given to the citizens of India, right? Freedom of expression, right? Belief, faith, and worship. When we talk about freedom of expression, it simply means that you are allowed to speak and express yourself in public. Okay, your voice will not be suppressed, and therefore freedom of expression is very important. And because of this only, you can expose the government if they are doing something wrong. If there is no freedom of expression, you cannot criticize the government also, right? You cannot speak only against government, and therefore you have freedom of expression, which in which you can openly criticize the government if they are doing something wrong, and people will get aware about that, and they can decide which political party or which political leader we should elect next time. Okay, so you have liberty to worship also, right? Whether you are belonging to any community, any caste, or can say any religion, irrespective of that, each and every person will get liberty to worship. Okay, there will be no hurdle or no problem in worshiping your own god or goddess or religion. Okay, and next one is equality, equality of opportunity and equality of result. This is, we can say, quite important point is which is mentioned in the Indian Constitution. We all know the meaning of equality, right? Equality means what? Every person should be treated equally, right? Without any kind of discrimination. But along with that, we have to also understand that merely by giving equal opportunities, can we achieve the desired goal? The answer is quite difficult, right? Because merely giving opportunity is not sufficient. You have to ensure that the concept of equality for which you have been discussing, for which you can say we have been fighting, is it really achieved or not? That is important. Okay. Now I can simply give you few examples. Like, let's take the example of one student or one children who has not studied anything throughout his life. Okay, and second, children who has mastered, okay, in his education. He is excellent in education. He has taken education, and therefore he can read, write, speak, right, any language. So now, if you give equal opportunity to both of them, like let's take the example that if there is a job opportunity, okay, if there is job opportunity in any company, right, let's take the IT company itself, for example, just for example, if there is an IT company, so the answer is quite obvious that if you send both these candidates in that IT company, so the one who is not educated, he will not know how to operate, right? He doesn't know how to use the computer also because he doesn't know reading and writing, right? So in such situation, it is obvious that the one who is more educated, right, more sophisticated, he will get the job, and the one who is uneducated, he will not be able to get the job. Whereas if you see, both of them had got equal opportunity to get the job, but it is obvious that the one is uneducated, therefore he will not know how to operate the computer. That is the reason due to which he will not get the job. And the one who is well educated, he will definitely get the job because he knows all the functions of the computer. Okay, so therefore merely giving equal opportunity is not sufficient, because here in this example we saw that we have given equal opportunity to get the job, but one is able to and second one is unable to get the job, right? So therefore we have to ensure that along with while giving equal opportunity, we have to ensure the equal result also, right? And therefore what is expected, we need to give some privileges to that section or to those people who are underprivileged or those who are marginalized, right? And that is the reason due to which the concept of reservation came in, right? And those who are, we can say, getting the concept or we can say getting privileges, right, through reservation, they can compete with those people who are already on top level. Okay, so for that reason only we need this concept of reservation, and afterwards we can say that these two people, one who was already efficient, the one who was already educated, to match or to compete with that person, we need to give some privileges to those people who are marginalized. And that is the reason due to which we decided, that is the Indian Constitution, right? We have made certain provisions in the Indian Constitution to give certain privileges to underprivileged class or underprivileged section. Okay, so I hope you understood this concept as well. And for this, and now with this, we conclude the session over here and see you in the next presentation. Thank you.